Assalamu alaikum, welcome to another QGIS tutorial. So GeoPackage is better than Shapefile. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you everything about GeoPackage that I do know. First of all, in this folder, among all these files, which one is your GIS layer? So most of people will say that .shp is our GIS layer. So let's drag and drop it into our QGIS. All points, all attributes are right over here. But all these files actually are creating one zip file. Let's suppose if I will delete this .dbf file and remove this one from over here and delete this .dbf file. Now this time if I will drag and drop this shp into my QGIS, now points are right over here, geometry is preserved, but if I will open the attributes, no attribute, no field is available over here. So that's mean that .dbf file was having the fields and attributes for this shapefile. So if you want to share a shapefile to anyone, then you have to make sure that all these files should be zipped into a folder, and then that person will perfectly get that shapefile without being encrypted. But in other case of GeoPackage, one file is enough. Delete nothing, just one file, drag and drop it into your QGIS. Everything is right available over here. The geometry, the attribute table, if you will open the properties, name, source of encoding, CRS system, everything is available in one .geopackage layer. So one file, everything works. So first of all, what is the GeoPackage? It's an open standard based spatial database stored in a single file. Unlike a shapefile which stored information in multiple separate files, GeoPackage store everything inside a SQLite database. Think it like a Word document that contains text, images, table, everything inside it. So just like that, GeoPackage, one file, everything inside it. Created by ESRI in 1998 around, it became the world's most popular GIS format. Advantages of Shapefile at the time is it is very simple, fast, easy to copy, supported by almost every GIS software in the world. But after years, people found many limitations inside a Shapefile. For example, for one layer, multiple file creation, 2 GB file limitation, 10 character field name limitation, weak support of Unicode, no topology, no relationship, no domain, no subtype, no attachment, no trigger, no SQL database. Even the file geodatabase of ESRI, when you will open it, there will be a lot of files inside a .gdb folder. And if you want to open a file geodatabase in QGIS, then just drag and drop this .gdb into your QGIS canvas and select all, add layers. So all layers that was available in that geodatabase are now available right over here. We can easily access and open the file geodatabase in QGIS, but still for advanced services of a file geodatabase, you have to use a ESRI ecosystem like ArcGIS Pro or ArcMap. So you can use partial fabric, network analysis, topology, domains, etc. GeoPackage, one file, inside it SQLite database. Advantages of GeoPackages are it is one file, open standard SQLite, SQL supported, long field name, Unicode, raster, vector support, tables, non-spatial tables, metadata, triggers, spatial index, views, controls, attachment, port table, everything inside one file. Still, the GeoPackage has many limitations. For example, no true multi-user editing. GeoPackage is a single SQLite database file, one editor at one time, and maybe 20 reader at a time. So again, it is not an enterprise database. It is not a database of server. It does not provide built-in user accounts, password, roles, privilege, server administration. Now we are going to see that how can you create a GeoPackage in QGIS. If you will hit Ctrl+Shift+N, then you can create a new GeoPackage layer. And you can also create it from over here, layer, create layer, new GeoPackage layer. What is the name of your GeoPackage? What is the name of your SQLite database? First of all, give a path. So in D folder inside GeoPackage, I'm going to create GeoPackage. Save it What will be the name of my first table inside my SQLite database? It is polygon. Geometry type will also polygon. So if you want island polygon, then you can select multi-polygon, but I'm going with polygon. Also, this is CRS. I'm going with 4326, and then field name. My first field name will be name underscore of underscore location. So here I just crossed the 10 character limitation field name that we faced in Shapefile. Type of this field will be text and maximum character can be 20. Add this field. So now by default there are two fields available. I'm going to show you that how there are there are three fields. One I have created, one that is automatically created, feature ID, and geom, the field of geometry. Hit OK. Now a polygon is appeared right over here. I will remove this from my head, and from here I will connect my dat GeoPackage, my dat SQLite database, and select your first dot GeoPackage. Open it. Now that GeoPackage is available right over here. If I will expand this, then my first table of polygon is right over here. If I will expand this, fields are available right over here for this polygon. And if I will expand these fields, then inside it there is FID, feature ID, 1 to 3 mean it's integer type, ABC mean it's string type, name of location, and the field of geometry is polygon. If I will drag and drop this polygon into my map canvas, nothing appears. First of all, I will add a base map. So just zoom anywhere in your city and start your editing from this toggle editing. Now I am going to create a polygon feature. Start your editing, select this polygon, and then draw this from your left. It's like this, and this. And when you are done, then hit your right click, and the first field is auto generated. Enter the name of this location. It's agriculture. Let's suppose. Hit OK. A polygon has been created. Now if I am going to create another polygon, just like from over here, but there can be a gap, for example, just like this gap. So if you want to fix it, Control Z and open your snapping toolbar, select this enable snapping magnet button, and then from over here select vertex and segment. Now if you will hover your mouse, it will snap the feature with previous feature and start editing your polygon just like this and this. Once you are done, hit right click. First is auto generated and this is commercial. You will not see that error of gaps between two polygons. Turn off your editing, save your edits, open the attribute table, field name, name of location. First parcel is for agriculture, this parcel is for commercial, let's suppose. Deselect your selection, close this attribute button. Now we are going to create line feature inside a GeoPackage. Right click on your GeoPackage, new table, and your table name, it is line, and then you will add your first field. So name, you can say road, and the type will be text, and the length you can say 20, and geometry type will be line strip. This time CRS will be 4326. Hit OK. Again this time there will be three fields, FID, road, and geom. Now if I will drag and drop this line right over here, select this, start your editing, draw your line, main road, let's say. Hit OK. Now here this is a line feature. So align a polygon inside a GeoPackage. Now we are going to make a point feature. Now here's the point. If I will expand it again, there will be three fields, FID, location, and geom auto generated. Let's say A location, let's say B location, let's say A location of your editing. Save your edits, open the attribute table, all the fields are available right over here. So now we just created a line, point, and polygon inside a GeoPackage, and let's remove this from over here, and also let's remove this connection. Now if I will open that GeoPackage folder, till there is only one file, 136 KB, and if I will drag and drop this file in my QGIS, there are three layers. Select all and add layers. All layers are available here. So one file, everything inside it, no matter that will be a spatial table or non-spatial table, anything SQL, database, topology, everything is preserved inside one file. That's all for today. Next tutorial we will do a deep dive in GeoPackage.